Hi everybody, this is Miss Bauman, and today we're going to be making portrait within a portrait within a portrait, etc., etc., etc. So on my screen I have a really unfortunate picture I took of my sister holding a watercolor, a boat scene. So what I'm going to do, because I have a Mac, I'm just going to drag and drop into Photoshop, and it's going to pop up. And that is just a grid, as we talked about before, so I can Control H to get that away. Now I need this rectangle of the entire photo to be pretty much equivalent to this rectangle in here. They need to be kind of the same size-ish. Now, let's see. It looks like this might be a little taller than this is, so I'm just going to crop the big one a little bit. Something like that. That looks better. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is adjust the brightness and contrast, just to kind of make her look not so evil. There's no hope. Okay, so here's my picture. We're going to be working on layers, and to do that, I have my background here, right? I'm going to select everything, okay, and I can do that literally by selecting that tool and going like this, or I can do Command A, and that means all. Okay, now I'm going to do Edit Copy, which is Command C, and then Edit Paste, which is Command V. Okay, so copy, paste. Do you see the thing that changed over here? It says layer 1 now. Now that means there are two of this image on here right now. You can't see the other one because it's underneath the background, but there are two. And I'll prove it to you. Ready? I'm going to change the dimensions of layer 1 of the top one. Okay? And I'm going to do that by selecting all. So Command A. Then I'm going to do Command T, which means transform. Okay? I'm going to hold the Shift key down as I'm doing that, and that will make sure that the dimensions stay the same. And I'll do a little example for you so you know what I'm talking about. When I don't hold the Shift key down, it can get wonky like this, okay? So I'm going to hit Enter and then Command Z, and that means undo. So Control T, I'm going to transform, hold the Shift key down. See? Okay. And you get it to about the size it needs to be. Oh, too big. Okay. Holding Shift key down still. And I'm going to basically plop it right on top of that little watercolor. And when I think I'm done, I'm going to hit Enter. I'm going to hit Control D for deselect, and I'm going to zoom in to see that I did it right. Okay, do you see here? There's a little bit of the underpainting showing, painting underneath. So I'm going to Control T again, and then with my arrow key, just shift it over and shift it up and over and up. Then I'm going to come down here, just make it bigger. Now let me show you something that my sister and I messed up on. Do you see this area down here? Do you see how it's bigger down here than it is down here? That's because she wasn't holding the picture frame straight enough, okay? So that means that it's just a little bit wonky, and that's okay. I wouldn't really worry about that right now. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control V again. Do you see how I have a layer 2 over here now? So it copy and pasted the same thing again. Okay. So I'm going to do Control A, Control T, and then with my Shift key down, I'm going to move this down. And I'm going to this time fit it inside that little thing, right? Getting the hang of this? Now I'm having trouble seeing, so I'm going to have to zoom in to make sure I place this correctly. And I do that with Command plus sign. Okay? Command plus sign. Holding the Shift key down. Still holding the Shift key down. totally wonky, and that's okay. Enter. Okay, deselect, Control D, and Control V again. So I'm literally pasting the same image again. It's getting a little repetitive, I know. Control A, Control T for transform. A is for all, T is for transform. Holding my shift key down and, oops, that was a mistake. Holding my shift key down and going like this, making it really small. Even smaller. Okay. Whoopsie. Getting in there. Now, that was all Command plus to get in there. Okay. I'm placing it. Now, when I'm really zoomed in, I can totally tell that's the original painting. Oh, I press enter, by the way, to get rid of that. But let's see if you can still tell when I zoom out. You can't really tell that that's a boat painting anymore, which means that we've reached the end. Alright, now I'm going to File, Save As. And this is Portrait within a portrait. And I am going to save this as a Photoshop file just because we have so many layers over here. Save it on my desktop. I might ask you to save it somewhere else and maybe not as a Photoshop file. And save. Whoops, I already have one of those. Save. Okay. And that's it. Alrighty.